welcome. Welcome everybody to the RAD Gaming Podcast. Well, it's not the podcast right now, but I am Kenneth, and that above me right now is Kenneth. And what we're trying to do is we wanted to give our a little thoughts on this new up and coming trailer that's going on. It's about the Indiana Jones series. How you feel about that, Ken? How you feel about it?
I'm excited. I grew up on Indiana Jones. I remember when I was a younger kid. I was born in 1990, so obviously the Raiders of the Lost Ark came out in 1981.
Mm-hmm.
So I was obviously I was not even born yet. But when I grew up, my dad was always watching Indiana Jones and stuff. So I grew into it. I loved Indiana Jones. So this excites me.
Word. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never watch movies. I never watch any movies. So.
As we established on the last podcast, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fortunately, I don't watch movies, so I'm kind of going in this kind of blind. So I just want to see if we can get some of our little hot takes of seeing what we see, and hopefully you can educate me on some things that you might find out.
Yeah, I will try to. I didn't read what anybody else said because I wanted to formulate my own opinion about this trailer. So I'm hoping I'm right. I could be completely wrong on this, and I'm gonna try to stop the video. I'm going to let it play through once, and then I'm going to go back and stop the video and kind of point out some things that I did see in this trailer. So I'll let it go right now. Dude, it's not very long, but that little bit and that just dun dun dun, like very silently, and the fedora, the whip, put a smile on my face, man. No joke. So that got me excited already. And you and I both know that Bethesda is going to be behind this.
I know, and that's the crazy thing. So we already know. Well, we don't even know. Like, is this going to be an Xbox exclusive? What are we doing here? You know?
Well, it would have to be, right? Because Microsoft bought the rights to Bethesda, so therefore any game under Bethesda would be an Xbox exclusive. But also, because Microsoft has obviously Xbox and they have a good sale in computers, I'm assuming it would come out in PC as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that mean for PlayStation users?
See, I feel like how Phil Spencer been talking this past few years. He's more of, screw this anti-gaming type of deal, like talking about, oh, this is exclusive to this and that. Yeah. Most likely, PlayStation users are going to get this. It's just PlayStation and Nintendo, if Nintendo ever play ball. Most likely, it's just going to go, hey, Xbox is going to have this for maybe X amount of months, and then we will let y'all play it.
Launch,
type of thing. Yeah.
So you're saying something like we've seen with Epic Games. Epic Games had exclusives to certain Ubisoft games, and when they came out, after a few months, they were able to launch on like Steam and stuff. Is that what you're kind of saying?
That's what I'm feeling like. That's probably what's going to happen.
Okay. All right. No, that makes perfect sense. And I guess I'll kind of go through this again, but if you play it and you kind of like stop it, and for some reason the screen isn't rendering, but I did see in this section, basically right here, it kind of gets clear, and a ziggurat. It says up in the top right corner of this page right here. I don't know if you can see it very well, but a ziggurat is a temple, and the monotheists used to use it. They felt like it connected themselves from the heavens to the earth. So this is like a temple, like a place of worship. So I did look that up. I did see that a little bit. If you kind of go over a little bit more, you can see that Bethesda's behind this bad boy right here. It's kind of hidden in the stamps of it, what it looks like its passport.
Mm-hmm.
And if you keep on going through, you can see overnight service to Rome. So you're looking at he's heading to Rome for some reason. I know, and I don't expect you to know this, but in the older, what was it? I think it was not Raiders of the Lost Ark. What was it? One of the Indiana Jones movies. They actually covered the they went to Italy in Venice, and I believe it's oh man, I can't remember which one it was, but they went to Italy and they kind of picked up one of the clues in Italy to go and find the Holy Grail, and later on in one of the Indiana Jones movies. So, I mean, he's already been to Italy a few times throughout his career, and this is interesting to see he's going to Rome this time.
Word.
But yeah, no, I'm excited about that.
Okay.
Oh, but it does give a date too, and it says it looks like October 21st. Is that 1937? So I wonder if this is earlier in the career, because I know that a lot of the movies that Indiana Jones was in deal with like the Nazis and stuff in general. So the rise of Nazis came kind of close to that era in general. So I'm wondering, you know, what's going to happen with that and who the actual enemy is going to be. So that's kind of interesting to see. I don't know if you picked up on anything else, but
not that I know of anything that's going to pop out to me. But my thing is this: it's a Bethesda title, right?
Right.
What do you think this is going to be another like a Fallout situation, or this is going to be actually a good product?
I don't know. I want it to be a good product. Bethesda is working on other projects, and they said it's not going to get in the way of other projects. And what I'm hoping is, I don't see it being a completely open world. I feel like you're bound to certain things. I feel like this is going to be more like a puzzle kind of.
So more like
game.
Uncharted, like most like kind of.
Yeah. I mean, that one's kind of open. It's open world, but I'm saying like maybe it will be. Yeah, I'm hoping it will be, because that'd be amazing. But like, I see this being more of a puzzle kind of game. I'm not saying it's not going to be a shooter and stuff, because obviously, if I fast forward it a little bit further, and it does say Machine Games, which Wolfenstein is the studio that did. It's the studio that did Wolfenstein. So if you keep on going, and it has Lucasfilms on the camera, which is pretty cool. But if you keep on going, there's his whip, his hat that he always has, and then you can see his pistol up here, and he doesn't really use it a lot. I mean, there was a iconic fight scene, and if anyone knows Indiana Jones, there's a scene that this awesome swordsman comes out and wants to challenge Indiana Jones, and apparently Harrison Ford was literally sick, and they had this giant scene choreographed in this film, and he was really sick during that time. So instead of actually fighting that guy, he pulls his gun out and shoots him and then walks away. And it became like an iconic scene in the film, because it's just really funny, because like this guy pulls out a sword and is doing all these moves and tricks and stuff, and then Indy just pulls out his gun and shoots him and then walks away. And it wasn't supposed to be that at all. But I digress. That's not the point. But the point is the gun in the background. I'm wondering if it's going to be a shooting game. Kind of like a Batman Arkham Asylum kind of feel, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? He uses his gadgets kind of like a puzzle.
Just trying to fix the puzzle, like, you know, like using a pistol like to shoot something down or something, not really towards
I'm sure he has to fight people, and I'm not sure how they're going to do this, and I'm really interested to see this, because, like I said, Indiana Jones, he uses his whip a lot. He doesn't. I mean, he uses his gun, but not to the extent that you would think he does. He's more of an archaeologist to solve puzzles and stuff. I'm excited because I enjoy a good puzzle game, and I enjoy a good kind of open world puzzle game. So Bethesda doing it, being Indiana Jones, it'd have to be a puzzle game. So I'm excited about that.
Ah, man. I don't know. From an outsider looking in, it doesn't say a lot to me. I mean, there's a lot of nods for people who grew up with this franchise, or know at least something about it. For people like me, because there are people like me that just doesn't watch movies. Nothing really stands out too much. I mean, yes, this is like pre-render, so things look beautiful now. So what can you say that can make me a little bit more hyped about this? What you say that gonna say, yo, you should be hyped for this?
I'm wondering. I can't hype you because you don't watch movies.
Yeah.
What I'm excited about is, who are they going to get to do the voice of Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Are they actually going to get Harrison Ford to do the voice of Indiana Jones? It's not confirmed, but I'm wondering if he's going to, because if you look at it, every game that has hype around it has a celebrity now.
Exactly.
We'll say Cyberpunk, has their own celebrity. And to be honest, like, I'm wondering if Harrison Ford's going to make his appearance and do the voice of Indiana Jones because, I mean, that's Indiana Jones. Like, I don't know any other person.
Is that like a make or break situation that this is going to completely ruin the game for you?
It has to be, in my opinion. If they can't get Harrison Ford to do this, I'm going to be very disappointed because if you think of Indiana Jones, you think of only Harrison Ford because he's only been Harrison Ford. I'm saying, like, if you thought of James Bond, there's so many James Bonds that you can't say, like, okay, well, it has to be this voice. But Indiana Jones was only Indiana Jones. It needs to be Harrison Ford. And that is a make or break for me.
So what if they did something like a half and half situation? Because, you know, Harrison Ford is a really extremely expensive artist. You know, he's... I mean, what if they just do either you know, have his voice in there, but a different model, or have the model and not have the voice? If that was the case, which one would you rather have at that point?
Shoot. I mean, they'd have to go with the way that Indiana Jones looks with Harrison Ford. The model is a must. They have to, or otherwise they completely botch this. Because this is taking place during his era. So in 1937, that's Indiana Jones. And there's no other. There's no his son. It's not his son. They can't. It shows that it's going to be Indiana Jones. So if it's a different model, then I'm done. Like it's a done deal for me. I guess the voice I can overlook it, but I would not enjoy that at all. It would completely take me away from the immersion of being in the world of Indiana Jones, and that's what sells this game for me. If it wasn't for Indiana Jones and me being a big fan of it, I wouldn't care.
Okay. So yeah, you would not like a Spider-Man version of like this, like, you know, how they literally made a whole different model, whole different voice actor on that.
Right. No, there's so many Spider-Mans that happen, so like that doesn't bother me.
Gotcha.
Like I'm saying, like if there was one person, one actor throughout their career of Spider-Man, it would bother me if they pulled someone in to do the voice on a game for Spider-Man. Do you know what I'm saying? Unless that person has passed away, I can understand that. That's an understandable scenario that you're in.
Gotcha.
A sticky situation, but he's there. Gotta use him for this game to sell because they're catering to my age and a little older than me, so that's what sells me on this game.
Okay.
The nostalgia. So.
Well, do we actually know a date when this actually is probably going to release? Probably next year?
I don't know. They never said. They never stated. Obviously, they want us to get excited about it, which has really happened. I've read a lot of comments. People are really excited about this game. They haven't launched a release date for this yet. So that means you're going to have to stay tuned and see what they have. I know Lucasfilms have their hands in a lot of baskets when it comes to different games they're creating. That Star Wars game that's going to be open world is another LucasArts game that they're creating, right? The Lucasfilms game that they're creating. That's awesome. So you got to stay tuned. You got to see when this is coming out because if you're a huge Indiana Jones fan, you gotta get this game. If Harrison Ford's the model and the voice for that.
All right. Well, everybody, this has been our little experiment, trying to see if this actually works out. This is the black guy you know. This is Ken, or Pestador, if you want to say. Also, K Savage. Please follow us on our Instagram, our YouTube channel at the RAD Gaming Podcast. And if our TikTok's ever up, follow us on there as well.
And leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. If you're excited about this game, are you afraid that they're not going to use Harrison Ford, or are you sharing the same fears as me? Let us know.
All right, guys. This has been real. This is the black guy you know. This is the white guy you know. Signing out.